So in this video, I'm going to tell you why I think you should own a motorcycle in New York City. Let's check it out. What's going on, YouTube? BK Low is back in the building. And this is a topic that a lot of folks have asked me about, which is, hey, I live in New York City, or I live in an urban area. You know, what's it like having a motorcycle in that environment? So I figured I would break it down into 5 reasons why I think that an urban environment such as New York City is actually one of the best places for a motorcycle, despite what a lot of people think. So here we go. Reason number 1, and that is parking. So especially in New York City, it is impossible to find parking anywhere. So having a motorcycle really frees you up from the burden of having to find parking. So just the fact that it's one less thing to worry about in a place where there's a lot of things to worry about is a very good reason for you to own a motorcycle in the city. So I highly recommend it for that reason. Alright, so thing number 2 is there's a lot of situations in the city where you need to get around certain obstacles. Like there could be a crazy accident, or there could be like there could be something that you need to get around, or you're gonna sit there for a long time. So like if you're in a car, there's a lot of situations where there's nothing you can do, you're just gonna sit there. But now if you're on a bike, you know, now you've opened yourself up to get around a lot of different obstacles. And when I say that, I'm saying do it legally. I'm not encouraging anyone to do any illegal maneuvering out there. But having a motorcycle gives you the freedom to get around the many obstacles that you will face when you travel within the city. Okay, so reason number 3. It will save you money to actually ride places. There's a lot of situations where you're just gonna save money in terms of gas, whereas if you were, you know, sitting in a car burning through that, you know, you're gonna burn through a lot more gas than you will on your bike. As we know, a motorcycle is a lot more gas efficient than a car. So save yourself that money. Reason number 4 is you will be able to get around a lot easier and faster. Now what I don't mean is that's because you're speeding, right? You're not going everywhere speeding, you know. What I mean is, like, if I'm gonna take the subway to the gym, that means I'm gonna go walk to the train, wait for the train, sit on the train, come off the train, then walk to the gym. Now if I'm gonna ride to the gym, I get on my bike, I get to the gym on my bike, I park it, and I go to the gym. I save myself a significant amount of time just by riding. And again, that parking aspect comes along with it. So whereas if you were going to drive to the gym, it might be actually more time than taking the subway because you have to worry about parking. But when you take that out of the equation, most situations, a motorcycle is going to get you there faster. Now what I will say is I used to be someone who rode to work and like literally rode everywhere. I've long since had a way longer commute to work, so it actually doesn't make sense for me to ride to work anymore. The reason being is if I take the subway, I actually get there in the same amount of time, and it's way less of a headache than having to deal with rush hour traffic on my bike. So like I'm not gonna say like there are some situations where public transportation is the better bet, but for the majority of situations, especially on a weekend, you know, riding a motorcycle is your best bet to getting there and being time efficient. Alright, so reason number 5 that I think you should own a motorcycle in the city, and that is, it is a lot of fun to ride in the city. You know, I tell a lot of people that a lot of the riding I do is, you know, in the city, in Brooklyn, and they get freaked out by that. Like, oh my god, it's so crazy, you know, there's so many cars on the road. But once you've gotten used to it, you know, and like, you know, you've gotten comfortable and you're being safe out there and you're confident in your riding skills, it's actually a lot of fun, man. And you just see, like, you see a lot more crazy things, and you get to know your city a lot better than if you were just sitting in a car all the time. So you know, again, I think a big reason is it's just a lot more fun for me to ride to the gym than to drive in a car. That's it, you know? Oh, this is one of those videos where you're gonna get a bonus tip. So here we go. Bonus tip number 6. And maybe I'm a little bit biased when it comes to this, but I would argue that some of the best riders in the world come from riding in urban environments. And nothing sharpens your riding skill like having to ride in an urban environment most of the time. When you ride in the city most of the time, it really does sharpen your riding skill, just like an MSS course would, because, you know, you just have to like be so much more aware. Riding in the city and riding in an urban environment, I could feel from my own experience, makes me a way better rider when I get out there on the road in more open places. So it'll sharpen your riding skill, man. But, you know, be careful out there. There obviously are more hazards to riding in the city than there are, you know, just cruising down the highway. You got a lot more intersections, you got worse roads, you got more people, you got bicycles, you got razor scooters, you got every type of obstacle you could imagine you now have. So just stay safe out there, stay vigilant. Do take an MSS course. You know, I'm about due to take my next one. And yeah, you know, don't be afraid, you know? Don't be intimidated by it. So that's really my 5 reasons why I think you should own a motorcycle in the city. If you're someone that rides in the city or you ride in an urban environment, go ahead and leave me the lizard emoji. Who are all my city lizards out there? But yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you get those city miles in as we close out the riding season. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day out here, man. Beautiful day. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, especially when you ride in the city. And as always, stay low. And BK Low is out.